Hey, this is the Long Lost Gamer, and we're back to keep going with this Domination campaign as Shaka of the Zulu. Where last we left off, we had just finished up conquering Portugal, capturing Lisbon, and now it's time to turn our attention to getting ready to finish up the conquest of our home landmass. And right now we're going to dedicate our efforts towards Spain, as I don't think that they will be able to put up a defense against our campaign. Soon after that, hopefully, we will also be able to take on Phoenicia with a decent-sized navy. As you can see, I've dropped down some tax to remind me to do some pillaging, hopefully. We'll see if that's effective. I think Quaracuza is a perfectly fine place to pump out a few builders. For the time being, maybe we'll just do 2 and then check in again. Down here in Spurton, we're going to go ahead and repair that harbor. And up in Lisbon, we've got a lot of repairing to do. That's okay. That's it's our fault. So we'll just go ahead and queue up the repairs of the monument, granary, theater square, and industrial zone. Umgunulavu, I think it is still also a good idea here to create builders, but first we'll grab one more trader. I think we'll move here to pillage science out of the industrial zone. Bring this pike and shot forward. We're going to shuffle our units around just a little bit because we do want to get a siege on Cordoba. Oh, well, technically we had one just a moment ago, but that's okay. All right, we're back into a siege now. Move this general to here. This general is not actually helping very much because he only modifies industrial and modern era units, but we'll get some over there pretty soon. I think we can go ahead and start combining these frigates into corps, or well, technically fleets. That's the very first fleet in the world. How about that? A little extra era score. Go ahead and merge these and these. That'll save us a little bit of gold on upkeep. And before I forget, let's get started on the railroad. Go. Haha, how about that? First civilization in the world to create a railroad between 2 cities. We should try to get as much gold out of the AI as we can. 36 gold per turn for Mongolia for some pretty basic strategics at this point. Sounds pretty good to me. This MP is going to be a sacrificial MP. Just going to use it to get a little bit more science, and then it will die. Let's get one shot off on Cordoba. At least. Another. It's a decent start. Yeah, we can attack from the west side across the river, no problem. Now we are going to bring our frigates over towards Phoenicia. Okay, we are going to try to steal a tech boost. We'll see how that goes. Alright, in Buluwayo, we want to get that arena. That is definitely the goal. And right now, before I forget, I'm going to try to place the Casa de Contratación. And I think we want to try to place it on this tile here. I still want to finish up that cavalry army though, so honestly I don't really want to deal with this at the moment, so I'm going to downvote it a bit with my fairly useless diplomatic favor. I'm not sure what else I could put it towards. I don't really care about the aid request. I'll put in 1 vote, I guess. Alright, so the military emergency vote against me did fail. I don't need to worry about it for the time being. Okay, so our top priority here is to get a couple of okay pillages. Okay, I think this cavalry should go pillage for a little bit more gold. Let's take out this city. Let's get it done. Yeah, it looks like this MP can take out Cordoba, so I'm going to pillage for faith here. There we go. We're going to keep it, and loyalty's real bad. Real bad. Let's go ahead and grab Moksha just for the era score, but let's actually reassign Victor over here. That gets us up to 15 turns. We could repair the monument in 2 turns. You're still making frigates, That's great. Would actually really like to transition you into getting your harbor. But I think that more naval power is just too important at the moment. Could speed things up by buying a builder in Viseu. I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to do. So I am a little torn about what to go after next, but I think if we are worried about loyalty, it probably makes the most sense to go after Madrid next. So that's what we're going to do. I will first take the time to upgrade some units in here, like this pike and shot army that we have now. This pike and shot army can absolutely crush this courser. Beautiful. Ulundi has finished the cavalry army, so let's get into Casa de Contratación. And over in Nobamba, of course, we're going to get the coal power plant. Market in Ondini. In Porto, I really want you to get your harbor. Ooh, there's a +3 harbor here. That is better. Yeah, let's do it. But I don't think we can actually work on it at the moment. Could get a chop over here and here. We'll take that into consideration. For now, we are just going to work on yet another frigate. Okay, and there's colonialism. Might make use of that in this game. We have to be a little bit concerned about Bandar Brunei's units over here. It looks like Vilnius has been helping out with that a little bit. All right, let's bring into the world through faith maybe another cavalry unit. Yeah, that should be okay. I think this cavalry is strong enough. It can just run around and do some pillaging for fun. Yeah. I do think I should start building a railroad over to Hlobane, so we will do that right here. Chop. That's another frigate. And yeah, trader from Hlobane to Ulundi, of course. Okay, so I am not the science leader in the world. Nubia is, so we do need to keep in natural philosophy. All right, I'm going to plug in colonial taxes over Diplomatic League. We will swap in press gangs over the gold upgrade discount card, and I think we're going to have to put in conscription. We really need more gold. Raid's a good choice too. Raid's more fun. Let's get raid. Let's go ahead and attack here. Kill off that conquistador. We can take an attack here. That's okay. Oh, there's circumnavigation. Someone else got there before me. That's okay. Probably the Dutch. So as you can see, our frigates are moving into place. I think we need maybe a couple more frigate corps to get started with our conquest of Phoenicia. Village for gold. Oh, shoot. We don't have open borders agreements with anyone. This scout is totally stuck here. So I think we have to say goodbye to it. Bye, scout. You've done some pretty good work. Right, 20 turns for a shipyard is way too long. So we are going to use gold to purchase it and turn this into a much better city. Nodwengu can finally start maybe actually doing useful things for us. Braga, get your market. Village for gold. Village for culture. And again. Oh, that is amazing. And again, 4 pillages in 1 turn with 1 cavalry in it. That is delightful. Okay, we get a great merchant. I'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, could get going on this water park. Pillage for some gold. Pillage here. Okay, we can get this pillage here. And while it's on my mind, let's go back to, I think it was Ethequini, and purchase this shipyard. We've just earned it through a couple pillages. Finally, we can put this farm down. All right, we got our coal generator online in Umgununlavu. It's maybe time to think about working on that industrial zone that we established a while ago. Kati, we definitely want to get that harbor down. Kangela should definitely work on your harbor. Let's move this general down a tile. We can kill this pike and shot. And we want to pillage here. Do they have Renaissance walls? They do. Oh no. Okay, we can't take on Madrid with our pike and shot units. All right, well, that's going to change the calculations here quite a bit. So we will instead, let's go ahead and pillage that mine. We've done so much damage to Madrid that at the very least, we've gotten very good value out of fighting them. Okay, so this cavalry should instead head back in this direction, and we will ignore Madrid and A Coruña for now, and instead try to take over these cities to the east. Okay, we are now suzerain of Brussels. That's cool. Could take suzerainty of Mexico City right now. Sure, let's just do it. Nice. And unfortunately, our spy did not succeed. And he was killed. Great. Alright, well, I guess this is a low spy game. Unless we can start finding some commercial hubs that are worth stealing from. Alright, and there's replaceable parts. That's our first modern era tech. Cool, cool, cool. I think we will send this builder up to finally help out Nodwengu even more. You go ahead and get started with that good industrial zone. Interesting. 1 pillage, 2. Okay, it does not look like there will be too many cities that we can take on with navy, unfortunately. Might be able to get a couple using battleships, perhaps. We'll see. For another episode anyway. Still gotta wait one more turn for the siege tower to help out. Okay, we do want sterling to grow, so yeah, trade route to Ulundi, it's not amazing. Maybe if we get a builder in here to just simply throw down a couple of farms for a teeny bit of extra housing, maybe that'll finally get us to pop 10 and a harbor. And I want those harbors, I really do. Just put down a couple farms here for housing purposes as well. I think that means we can finally start smashing Valencia. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Yep. Nope. Let's take Valencia. So do I want to keep this city? I kind of can't imagine that I do. I mean, it is just an absolutely awful location. I think in this case, we're going to raise it. I don't think it would be very useful. I think it'd just be a drain on the economy. That means that we got to be a little bit more clever about how to improve this city, that we don't lose it. It's not really important that Cordoba doesn't flip, but we'd prefer it to not, if at all possible. And I think, yeah, let's just go ahead and get the war with Phoenicia on. I'm not sure what I'm waiting around for, really. Kill the Caravel first. And this is a really dangerous idea, just sending this settler over here all on its own. And there's Mount Kilimanjaro. Interesting. Okay, we're going to move this frigate back just because it is not in a fleet. Funchal can afford to purchase the zoo. And yeah, that's a high quality zoo. That's 7 cities that are going to get more amenities. And that only brings 1 city out of being displeased or unhappy. That's not good. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's go ahead and make another builder. I think I do need more science. Let's just go ahead and purchase this tile. Put it down. There's another campus. There are no amenities from entertainment in this area, so that's probably what we're going to do. Let's throw down an entertainment complex right here. Yep. I think that's a good use of our time. Repair the university, and then Ondini, I think it will be time for you. Oh, we can start making infantry armies. That's a 92 combat strength unit. I'm gonna think about it. Let's faith purchase a infantry army. Oops. 1290 faith. We could faith purchase 2 or 3 of these. Let's get 2. Yeah. I bet that'll help. 97 strength. Bring that in to take on Phoenicia. Should be good. And now we've got our railroads too. I think we need to just start laying into Biruta. It'll be slow going at first. That will improve. And our units can super easily step away to heal. there's Barcelona. We'll go ahead and keep that for ourselves. It says 16 turns. That shouldn't be a problem. Maybe that'll help to reinforce Cordoba a little bit. We can assign Moksha there. Something to do. And now it's already fully loyal. This is a pretty good layout for being defensive, honestly. I can't fault them that. Alright, I think I'm going to be saying goodbye to this settler. That's too bad. We can still end up getting a few more faith pillages here, which we could turn into more military. That'd be nice. And there's still Seville too. Seville? How is that pronounced in Spanish? It must be Seville. Okay, Umgununavu, how are you doing? Got plenty of housing. Amenities is more the problem. So we'll get to work on developing this industrial zone here. Would only take 6 turns to get to battleships, but I think our next tech is chemistry. I would like to get those research labs. Yeah, let's keep going. Still need so many builders. Oh, we lost Magnus in Ulundi. Now maybe it's time to start getting some domestic spies to help out a little bit. Alright, Porto, I think we're going to take a break from making frigates. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me at the moment. But why don't you crack out one ironclad for us and then finally get to work on your harbor. Okay, so we can take a pillage here for some extra health. That helps. It looks like you can take at least 1 or 2 more hits. There's a promotion. That'll help as well. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the pillage while he's still alive. And we will have this pike and shot here to potentially get 1 or 2 more science pillages off for us on the next turn. Siege towers upgrade to medics. Interesting. I actually did not know that. We're still going to bring the siege tower forward to deal with Spain's final cities over here. The infantry have almost arrived. We really got to get moving. Okay, we've got a privateer here that needs to die. Let's kill it. You take the promotion. Okay, step forward 1 tile so you can't get hit. Yeah, this pike and shot army is pretty much dead, but I think that's good for our economy, actually. And we're getting valuable pillages with it regardless, so I don't see any reason to stop. Valletta. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't expect to find Valletta at this stage of the game. Anyway, let's get more science. Ooh, our pike and shots can be upgraded to AT crews now. Right, Obama, definitely let's get that research lab going. Same in Haddington, I believe. Repair that archaeological museum in Stirling. And Braga, we got to focus on getting the factory up. You can't do still any worthwhile damage over here. But I bet they can't do much damage to my infantry either. So let's bring them forward. Just cause a little havoc. Give 1 envoy each to Valletta and Caruana. Yay. Okay, so let's bring in Merchant Confederation. That'll bring us in a nice amount of gold. What did I lose? Oh. We will faith purchase another infantry army here. Yeah, there's 1 privateer. We are wearing down Biruta, so it is time to start the attack on Zaragoza, or complete it, rather. 1, 2. Got it. All right, only 1 more Spanish city left over here, and then it's only Madrid and A Coruña that we have to worry about after that point. Okay, I think we are going to head towards refining, specifically because I want to unlock battleships. Research lab in Quaducusa sounds good to me. And in Evora as well. Although we should queue up a builder or two first. I absolutely am just going to drop the city down right here. Gets us a little bit of extra era score, which is cool. We can put a nice +4 harbor here. Cancel out of it, do monument granary. Maybe granary monument. Probably need to get a trade route over into here as well. Yep, let's pillage for culture and take a promotion. And you can come here and pillage for a little bit more gold. And I think it's time to go ahead and faith purchase yet another infantry army. I'm just going to lean into it. Hope it works out. Let's build that arena in Aberdeen. And the research lab in Stirling. Four pillages on that holy site. Oh, that's beautiful. Take your promotion. Keep attacking. It's okay. We can handle all of this. It's nice the AI is fighting back a little bit. Okay, that's one big hit. Let's attack and attack. Let's get you out of harm's way and heal. Let's bring you forward and attack. And you can also come forward and attack. And I think we might just do it. Sure enough. Oh, yeah, we finally took one of Phoenicia's cities away from it. That feels good. So, of course, we're going to keep Biruta. Already the loyalty looks pretty good. They still haven't built a monument. Brilliant. Okay, well, we will get that first and then repair the granary. Over in Umgunulavu, I think the factory is still a good choice. Hey, there's Casa de Contratación. That'll be handy. Extra gold and production on any city that's not on our continent, which is not to be confused with landmass. Let's look at the continent map mode. So I started on Congo Kraton. So all of these cities are getting boosts. And unfortunately, it looks like the rest of this landmass is Congo Kraton. That's a little bit unfortunate. Makes me wish Ulundi was on this side of the map instead. Oh well, it'll still be useful. Okay, Nubia is willing to buy a lot of extra luxuries off of me for 24 gold per turn. No one else is willing to pay, so I will take that deal. Ooh, we have a lot of extra governor titles now because of Casa de Contratación finishing, so let's get grants on Pingala and garrison commander on Victor. All right, and we're going to just take a moment to pause here because I did a bit of a goof. Somehow, the rest of the time that I spent recording this session of a playthrough, I had the microphone turned off. So what I've done instead is to edit down the remaining footage to just the principal highlights of pursuing the war objectives. I'll narrate over that a little bit. So let's go. Here, I take Spain's final city on the eastern side of the southern half of the landmass. Now we're making our assault on the encampments to make it a little bit easier to deal with Byblos and Tyre. Got a lot of frigates here. The infantry are already helping us out a lot. We declare peace with Spain at this point. Mostly because I only want to deal with one enemy at a time, and I realized also we could use our Golden Age war declaration to get even fewer grievances when we finish off his last two cities. We're not going to end up doing that in this episode. That'll start off episode 6 when we get around to that. Just got battleship tech, so we're upgrading some frigates into battleships to make this go even. That's one encampment down. Installed a builder. Infantry don't do much damage against walls, but they still do chip away at the actual fundamental health of encampments and cities pretty well. Getting a trade route to Bandar Brunei with 17 gold per turn and 10 culture per turn thanks to being suzerain of Kumasi. It's pretty nice. So in the rest of this play session, I put a few different traders into Funchal specifically to get that plus 10 culture from different city-state trade routes. And I think it adds up to about 40 or 50 culture per turn. Start shifting my units from the eastern half back on over to deal with Phoenicia and then the final two Spanish cities. We won't see too much of them in the rest of this episode. That's that encampment taken care of. So now it's time to move on to Byblos. Round 2 of attacking Byblos, and you see those infantry armies all on their own, doing pretty good. But the battleships here against Tyre's Renaissance walls are definitely coming in clutch. Alright, just 2 more attacks. Byblos is ours. Finally. I think we dedicated something like 60 turns to taking over that city in the end. Still getting some pillages here and there. Trying to keep my battleships safe. Got enough of them still to really push the offensive against Phoenicia pretty quickly. Yeah, so many big ranged shots since battleships can shoot from 3 tiles away instead of the usual 2. Alright, we get a sneaky little naval attack with infantry to finish off Tyre. At that point, there's only a few Phoenician cities left. We just took over Cordoba. I think the accent's on the first syllable. Cordoba. We just took over that city again after it had flipped independently a little bit earlier. But the loyalty is really, really awful after we take it over, so it's just going to flip again. And this year, we've totally forgotten about this city on this continent. But I notice at this point in time that Valletta is under big, big attack by the Mongolians, and it doesn't have long to live. But we just became suzerain of Valletta. And at this point, I'm also fishing for Golden Age, a Golden Age. I'm fishing for a Golden Age, so trying to get a bunch of era score however I can. And it came in pretty close, but with the conquest of Phoenicia, we ended up just squeaking by. There's Ugarit. Sidon and Valladolid are the last 2 remaining Phoenician cities, although, of course, Valladolid was a Spanish city originally. We're tearing down those walls super quick. And our great generals are contributing pretty well to our military front as well. And there it is. Sidon is ours. Ah, there's one more to the south. Utica, right? Yeah. And get our first great admiral on turn 202. But hey, it's actually a pretty useful thing to have at this point. Can buff up all our battleships. Stole a settler that for some reason Phoenicia thought it would be a good idea to have them running around during the middle of a complete extermination of their empire. Nice try, but we'll take that. Valladolid was a little bit more tricky here. I upgraded my pike and shots to 88 crews and was hoping that they'd be able to do enough damage against the city to take it over. Kind of worked out, but it is definitely not a very strong strategy, and I wouldn't really recommend it in general. And there's Utica gone. Claimed by the Zulu. And so we move on to the final city, Valladolid, with all of our forces, who will be very conveniently placed for when we redeclare war on Spain. Almost. There was an attempt to get a military emergency passed against me, but it failed. Boom. There we have it. That is the end of Phoenicia yet again. After the previous series, we had to deal with Phoenicia throughout the entire first half of the game. So who knows, maybe this will be my mortal enemy for future playthroughs. Here you can just see a little bit of what else is going on in the game. Because I've edited out pretty much the vast majority of my usage of builders. I've edited out a lot of the infrastructure choices, districts, buildings, etc. In this case, it was just because this kind of military game can take quite a long time to play. This whole 30-minute playthrough, it actually is edited down from about 4 hours of play and narration time, as I do typically narrate while I'm playing. And while I do think it's nice to see the strategy of which districts to pursue and all of that kind of stuff, I think we're late enough in the game here where it doesn't contribute that much to the quality of the video. Please let me know in the comments. Do you prefer to see more of all the Empire's decisions? Or in this kind of case where we are really focused on one thing, and that's domination, do you like seeing it just cut down to the bare basics? Let me know. In any event, we're going to cut that episode out here. And thank you all so much for watching yet again. I'll see you soon. This is The Long Lost Gamer, signing out.